to today's lesson. Just like any other sport, it's easy to feel intimidated if you don't know the context of what you're watching.
Okay, so you getting that? I'm getting it. I don't get it.
But in Formula One, you need to know more than the rules to enjoy the full experience. Also, because rules can change from race to race.
You see those lap cars, you don't need to let them go right the way around and catch up with the back of the pack.
Understood.
This is where I come in, the F1 professor, here to help you get through the Formula One season with extra knowledge and tips to aid your experience. So, before we all dive headfirst into Drive to Survive and Daniel Ricciardo's exit story,
Not great.
the teams have been hard at work making sure that their cars are in the best possible condition before testing starts. Back at the factory, they would have performed 2 key types of tests already. The first set are all computer-based simulations to measure the performance of a virtual model of the car, also known as CFD. The second set of tests are performed during their wind tunnel time. Teams place the new car inside the tunnel and simulate different conditions to measure performance. So, as you can see, pre-season testing is where the theory meets practice, literally. Now, you might be thinking that 1 lap pace is the most important thing, but you couldn't be further from the truth. Take for instance this guy here, Mick Schumacher, in Haas last year. He set the 2nd fastest time in the whole of testing. However, Haas ended up 8th in the championship.
So now we are a fucking bunch of wankers. Yeah, bunch of fucking clowns here.
And Mick was booted out of his seat at the end of the season and is now proudly a Mercedes backup dancer. I mean reserve driver. He's a reserve driver. What teams want is laps so they can get as much of that sweet technical data as possible. Top of the kilometre charts last season was Lando Norris, who did a whopping 1,082 kilometres, a cool 200 laps of running. That's just under 4 whole races. Reliability is the aim of the game. Although, a car that doesn't bounce, or porpoising as it's known, will be key for all teams this year. Looking at you especially, Mercedes. There'll only be 1 car on track for each team at a time, and this is to reduce traffic and cut costs. Each driver is typically allocated 1 full day of testing, and they split the 3rd day of driving duties. And look, you may see the cars looking a little bit weird, but worry not. F1 teams use ingenious ways to get as much technical data as they can. These contraptions are called aero-rakes. They're attached to the car and look like, well, a rake, and they're used to analyse aerodynamics. Imagine that they're sensors tracking the flow of the air coming off parts like the front wing, for example. Flow visualization paint, also known as FLOW-VIS, is liquid sprayed onto the car. As the car moves and the liquid is displaced, teams use this to look at air currents. Okay, class over, guys. Let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed this class, and remember to subscribe to Quickstop F1. We'll have more classes as well as more F1 content throughout the season. And remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff. Until next time.